Hello and welcome to Red Arrows Racing League. I'm your host and commentator. My name is James. This is Season 6, Round 4. We are in Baku. And let me make sure that everything's working before I go any further. Bear with me. Let me just test this and make sure it's all okay. Yep, sounds fine. So let's just put this in the chat. So if any drivers want to listen along, they can. Stream links. In you go. Right, so let's just tell the guys we should be ready to go. If the boss is in, they need to move seat, mate. So we just need the boss to move seat to the Alfa Romeo and then we're all good to go. Just need the boss to move from the AlphaTauri seat to Alfa Romeo where it should be. So that should be us all ready to go. Let's go over our notes. So, like I said, this is Season 6, Round 4. As it stands, Kyle is leading the championship. Just 2 races into his RAR career. Already has that debut P1, P2 last week with a wild card. Puts him in P1 in the championship. So the likes, well, everyone else has their wild card still to play. And there we go, the boss now sorted. That should be us ready to go. Where were we? So, yeah, it's Kyle leads the league as it stands. He's used his wild card. No one else has used theirs yet, so all still to play for. As it stands, Kyle leads the championship by 5 points ahead of Super Striker. By virtue of Kyle's wildcard, Mercedes also lead the Constructors' Championship. They're just 2 points ahead of the Aston Martins, though. Bennett not here tonight, so chance for Aston Martin to make some inroads. Some big points on offer. Of course, this is a sprint week, so we'll have our one-shot quali. So we'll go on board with Kyle as we normally go on board with the championship leader when we can for these qualies. It's a 6 kilometre circuit. 20 corners, 12 to the left, 8 to the right. 2 DRS zones. That final long section of 2.2 kilometre or 1.4 miles if you prefer, from turn 16 all the way down to turn 1, where you don't touch the brakes, so it makes turn 16 so important to get the traction right out of there. Anytime you can gain around turn 16, you're gaining all the way until you finally hit the brakes again, and vice versa. Anytime you lose, you're just throwing away time on that long run down. Previous results here, we've raced it twice before. Season 2 was a sprint, was won by Shoulder. Then the main race was won by myself. QHID picked up a P3 on that day. I think it's his best finish in Red Arrows. So, looks like a good track for him. See if he can repeat the feature today. Season 3 is the other time we raced here. It was won by Chris. Then Super Striker picked up P2 on that day. If he can do something similar today, he might be able to take the lead of the championship, providing that Carl doesn't win. Like I said, 5 points is the gap to the leader. So we'll try and pick up Carl if we can, as we'd like to go on board with the championship leader for these one-shot qualies. Let's have a look at him. In the Mercedes, Super Carl gone out already. Not a good day for him. And not what he would have wanted with Aston Martin. They want to take their constructors' points if they can. So around the first or second DRS, depending on your philosophy. But yeah, the sector 1 DRS anyway. Not sure if we call the other one the start or the end of the lap. So Kyle and P3 at the stands. Alex Noble, a new face to the league, has been promoted from Division 2. A few people were saying there he was too quick, so up he comes. We'll see how he fares. Currently leading the session, so it sounds like it could have been the right thing to do to bring him up. We're still on board with Kyle here, he's P5. Looking to continue his great string of results. It's a really good start to this league. Yes, here we go, this is the crucial turn 16. Like I said, we're on a throw now all the way to the end of the lap. So this is where if you get it right, you can gain a lot of time. So Alex Noble has crossed the line, takes P1 his very first race in Div 1. Div 1 debut and goes pole. That's a terrific start for him. So it's Alex Noble from the boss, from Butler. Then Lewis in P4, looking to return to form for him after a great pre-season. Kyle in P5, Super Striker P6, Horatio in 7, Bish in 8, Official J in 9, Always Guide in P10, RMS P11, QHID P12, then Caspar, Pinto and Super Calgon was the retirement from the quali as we get ready for the sprint. Just to confirm, I just said a comment there asking about Formation Lap. Formation Lap is back on. According to the patch notes from the update from Codemasters today, it is fixed, so we hope that's correct. Only one way to find out. We did test it about an hour ago and it did seem to work, so hopefully it's going to work for us now. So I was responding to a query in the chat, bear with me. This should be a formation lap, but I've not done it, have I? I've done it, good. Thank God for that. I thought I forgot for a second. So Alex Noble leads us away. The best possible start to life in Div 1. Can he keep it up? Oh, too much at the end. Casper possibly come together there. Let's have a look at our result from last week. So as we mentioned, Kyle got P2 last week. It was Striker who won the race from Lewis in P3. So yeah, Super Striker. From Kyle. From Lewis. Should have done this beforehand, but let me update my notes. That would have put Striker on 5 wins, so he's now level P4 on the all-time winners list. So here we go, we're ready to go in the sprint. Once everyone lines up. Not the best bit of parking there by Alex. There we go, back in now. There's a few people missed the grid box there, or grid slot. Here we go, then we're ready to go. We're going to go on board with the boss for the start. So we can see what the getaway's like. And we are going the sprint. Oh, delay. Now we are. And we're go. So let's have a look, see what we've got. It's a decent getaway. Butler there, and the Red Bull goes a bit wide, but he's managed to recover it. It looks all clean so far. Big bit of smoke there. Let's see what everyone's done in terms of tyres. A couple of people have ventured for the softs here. My notes do say they'll last. I believe. Oh, big bit of smoke there as well. So it's still Alex from the boss from Lewis as things stand. I'm going to go on board with Lewis here to see his progress. Here's the front runner off the softs. There's 2 people who have ventured it. It's Lewis and Kyle. So according to my tyre info, the softs will go 12 laps, so they should, in theory, get around here. But obviously the mediums will be more comfortable. They will go 17 laps according to the notes, so they should be easy to carry around here. We'll see which strategy pays off. We'll go on to the interval data, see if we can find a battle. We've got yellow flags out. Is that an issue at the back? Couldn't quite tell what happened there, but we've got Alex leading the way from the boss and Lewis on the soft in P3 with more yellow flags. That is the Haas of QHID is gone. That's Bravo Virtual Safety Car. Just I talked him up in the formation lap. He's lost it there. So Virtual Safety Car it is. 14 remain. So a chance for it to charge battery maybe. It might play into the hands of people like Lewis and Kyle here because it's a chance to nurse the tyres a bit more. So if they were perhaps struggling or thinking they're going to struggle towards the end of this race, it might have now made that a bit better for them. We'll see how they fare. We go green again now. Oh, it's the boss has that brake stuff. The boss is off. Almost did too well at the restart there. I had to get out of it. I put himself in the wall, unfortunately. He nailed the restart. Got it right. We're back in the virtual safety car conditions. He got that much better a restart than Alex, so he had to suddenly back out of that. And the process of backing out of it, he's gone into the wall. Disaster for the boss. I believe from a conversation with Liam earlier, we're going to score the sprints like real life, but with top 10 scoring rather than top 8, so we're 10 points down to 1 for the sprint. We're back under green conditions. 13 drivers remain. And looks like Kyle and RMS changing positions there. We'll go and have a look at that. It's Kyle on the inside. The boss not happy in the comments on the Discord, and understandably so. Yeah, now had to restart a bit too well. But Lewis now getting close to Alex. Will the soft tyres pay off for him? They're looking good at the moment. That's a big bit of smoke there. Bit of a lock-up perhaps. The way this track has been in previous games, sometimes it can be more about survival here than out-and-out racing. Just making sure you make it to the flag. To finish first you have to finish. And Kyle here is all over RMS. We'll see what he can do. We should have DRS enabled. So here we go then. Into that crucial turn 16. If you can get a good exit here, the overtake's more or less done. It's a big if though. He's making ground up, so yeah, possibly. I've got a good camera angle on it. Here we go then. The DRS kicks in now. There's the line for it as Lewis goes fastest lap, and Carl's got the move done way before the corner. And JE now getting a chance on RMS with the DRS, but RMS can have DRS his own now, so this could now end up being a stalemate. We'll stay on it and see what happens. Oh, it's a bit of a mistake there from JE. Let's let RMS off the hook a bit there. Casper now manages to capitalise on that. He's through. Oh no, he's not, sorry, I'm looking at a different fight. He's past the other AlphaTauri. Quite a moment there. So yeah, it's Casper and AlphaTauri sandwich. It's the other one who's ahead of, not JE. Apologies there. RMS now having a look at Kyle. Thinks better of it, lives to fight another day. Probably the better call through there, because yeah, better just to live to fight another day. Especially when you've got a whole feature race and everything to come up still. We're on board now with Bish. He's trying to chase down Horatio. He's already done his battery. Horatio's got 56% left, so advantage Horatio in that one at the moment by the looks of it. We'll see where the action is. We've got the front four all within DRS range of each other, So this could be interesting. Lewis has got through. It's what we've missed there, unfortunately. We'll see how he fares now as we go down the main straight. As I said, front four all in DRS range of each other. Butler getting close, but not able to make the move. Super Striker getting close to Butler as well. Oh, more smoke from the back of Alex Noble. RMS in the pit there, so looks like something's gone wrong for him. So we now have Butler getting past Alex Noble. Imagine to keep it clean there, good racing. Striking out the inside. Not a lot of room to be found here. Hopefully everyone can keep it clean. Yeah, that's brought Horatio into the fight as well, so we've got a 5-way fight here, which might end up being 6 here, because Bish is not far away himself. Lewis managed to pull away a little bit. He's now out of DRS range for now. If he can maintain that, that'll be a big advantage for him. Horatio all over the back of Striker now. He's well and truly in this fight, and Bish is back in DRS range. So it is a front 6 battle here. It's anyone's race here. Lewis, as I say, out of DRS range for now. That could give him a little bit of comfort. Alex Noble getting a bit wrong there. Bit of a moment. Does that give an opportunity to someone behind? Butler's back in DRS range. Did he do it early enough? Yes, he did. So Butler has DRS. He won't be close enough to make a move this time. Striker's now through. Horatio down the outside. I'm not sure that was going to stick. No, he's off. Horatio out. It's brought a safety car out. So this will only be a short safety car, because I believe the game won't have a safety car in the last 2 laps. So this might only be a 1 or 2 lap job, this. I'm not sure it's going to be in immediately, or whether it's going to come in at the end of 7. I believe it's going to be end of 7. Don't quote me on it. This might give an opportunity to someone like RMS, who's now on fresh softs. Will that give him a chance to make moves on fresh tyres? So 3 drivers have lost now, down to 12. It's Lewis leading us away from Butler, from Striker. Crucially for Striker, that's 3 points he's going to catch on Kyle. It will reduce the lead of the championship to 2 points. Does anybody towards the back take the chance on soft tyres, I wonder? If you're someone like Super Calgon or Pinto, when you're at the back anyway, do you chance it? We'll have a look and see what anyone does. The other thing as well with Super Striker being there and catching 3 points to Kyle, it will give Aston the lead of the constructors. Calgon scoring a point also will make them, I think, a couple of points clear. And Calgon and Pinto do pit. So they're going to chance and receiving the soft tyre. I would also assume the safety car's going to be in at the end of this lap, so I need to get a move on. Soft tyres go on. Then I need to get a move on to catch the pack. So Lewis does have 1 sprint victory to his name in this league. He got that there last season. Where was that? Let me just confirm. That was the Belgian one where it was only the sprint that went ahead. The feature was avoided due to issues with the lobby on the 22 game. But the sprint did count nonetheless, so he's got that to his name, looking to take his second sprint victory. I believe the safety car's going to be in at the end of this lap, and it is there, confirmed. And it looks like Calgon and Pinto will just about catch the pack. So about 4 seconds down on the pack, so he should get that by the time that Lewis goes. How late do you leave it? We're going to go on board with Butler to see if we can pick the moment where Lewis goes. He's in control of the pack. It's important that he doesn't give Butler a run on him. Where did he choose to go? Yeah, everyone's caught the pack now, and there goes Lewis. He looks like he's got the restart right because the lead is getting bigger. He's pulling away. So here we go, and the last couple laps of drama. There's Mercedes off. That's Kyle. Kyle with a mistake there. It drops him down to P12. Super Kyle gone all the way up to P8. And just to say that, it's now switching back to P10. I'm not sure if he's letting people through there or what happened there. Oh, that's Casper into the back. Casper into the back, always grinding. Yellow flags. Drama at the end here as there's contact. Casper now dropped to P11. Possible damage. I'm not too sure, but entirely possible. We'll go to the battle at the front because Butler is now trying to catch Lewis. Not sure what his tyres going to be like. We'll see whether the mediums are now going to be doing better due to their durability, or whether the softs are still in the working window. We'll see how this unfolds. It looks like official J just clipped the wall there. It's a difficult corner to get right because the position of the wall, you're either not giving it, you're not pushing hard enough if there's any room to the wall, or if you go 1% too much, you're in that wall. So it's tough to get right. We've lost Butler. Butler is out of the race. Carefully, if you come around to that last section, Butler's off and in the middle of the road. If you can hear me, be really careful. So Butler out. Just 11 remain. It's Lewis from Striker from Alex. RMS and Calgon up to P6 and 7 respectively. Pinto up to P8 as well, so that cohort of drivers who are under the softs are doing alright for themselves. Just as I say that, official J is off. He's out, so that promotes them all one more place. So that would leave us with 10, so everyone left would score a point at least. That's why it's super important here, just to make sure you survive. A very difficult circuit this. We've got more yellow flags. That's why he's grinding in the wall. But he's managed to keep it going though. If he can make it round, he'll get a point at least. So he wanted to make the line. But it's Lewis in the lead here. And looking like he's going to take it. Super Striker now closing in. Oh, we're going to have a grandstand finish here. 4 tenths, 3 tenths. Super Striker's going to go for it. Can he do it? It's a drag race to the line. Half a tenth. And Lewis just about does it. 22 thousandths of a second was the gap to the lead. Easily the closest race we've ever had here. And that's going to take some beating. 22 thousandths separated P1 and P2. Wow. So Lewis takes your win from Striker. Super Calgon gets the driver of the day from the game. And we need to do the reverse grid, so I'm just going to take a shot of that order. Let's go to the race director just so we can see that in case anyone wants to query it post race. So that's there. So I'm going to need everyone to retire from this one because I need to do the reverse grid. So we'll just wait for everyone to go through this one. Just need everyone to retire from this. Then I'll need to do the reverse grid and then we'll be good to go. So just bear with us for a little while. And we'll get it sorted out and we'll go racing. Change the session when it's getting back in, if we can. Here we go, so yep, so everyone just DNF from the session, or it's formation lap, so we just need to then do it for the main one. Just waiting on Super Calgon. So we should see some crashing antics here. Yeah, there we go. Safety car out. Just wait for everyone to DNF here and then we can set the grid and get going. Collision with the safety car there. Right, so I think that's nearly everybody. Just a couple more. Oh, Striker up in the air there, doing it in style. we go. So that should be that. So we're slight delay while I set the grid. So just bear with us and then we'll get going again. Alright, I can't advance from the screen, so I just need someone to do it for me. There we go. So right, let's just get ready with the grid. So I just need to go to settings. Let's load that, and I need to take the quality out. Right, so just gotta double check about any pens I need to apply. So it should be Lewis at the back. Casper got a template, so Casper will do that in a second. So it should be Lewis, then Striker, then Alex, Bish, RMS, Super Calgon. Where's EP gone? So our QHID should be Pole. Should be Boss, Horatio. Butler after Horatio then. Always going to Casper. I believe should be at the back, but we'll check that before we go. Just wait for a couple of people to join. Yeah, bear with me. Yeah, we should get the boss back in. It's a boss and EP I think we're missing at the moment, so let's get them back in. See if we can do this properly. Invite. I believe it's the boss and EP we need back in. We can do this properly. I've got 40 minutes, need one more. Right, so EP I've sent an invite to, but saying it's not allowing him to join the game, so he's going to restart his PlayStation. So thank you for bearing with us. Let's just get him another invite while we're waiting for him. Just make sure it's not something to do with that. So just waiting on EP to try and join up. Hopefully we can get back in the game. Yep. Just as soon as we start him. Hopefully it won't be too long. Bear with us, hopefully we can get EP back in. That striker asking about the weather, no I didn't get it. So striker's going to send me the weather details. Apparently it's wet halfway through. So according to striker, it goes wet in the middle. Light rain halfway through to the end. Okay, so it goes wet. And stays wet to the end, so we'll do that. Make sure that's set. Cool, that's there. EP says is in, and he is, so let's make sure the grid's all set. It's under weekend structure. So grid editor. So it should be Lewis at the back, striker, Alex, Bish, RMS is P5, then Super Calgon in P6, and Pinto is P6, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 EP. 8 was Kyle, so he needs to go there. 9 was Casper, who has a penalty, so we need to apply that in a second. Always grinding. So that's set, and Casper needs to have a 10 place penalty, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's at the back, so that's set. So that should be fine. Let's confirm that change. So that's everything set. We're ready to go. Thanks for bearing with us. Let's get racing. If anyone's in the chat, who's your money on? The reverse grid puts QHID on pole at the venue where he's got, I believe, his only podium to date. I will double check it. Yep, it is his only podium in Red Arrows today, and his best finish. Lewis playing down his chances again. It's becoming a habit, this. So just give the drivers a minute just to apply their setups, as I need to do. Lewis said, so he plays down his chances, best way to be, isn't it? I'm hoping I remember to turn the formation lap on. If not, that's my fault. Feel free to blame me. So just wait for the players to ready up. This is all back to my notes while I wait for this. So it's a 26 lap race around here, and according to my notes here, the softs will go 12 laps, the medium 17, the hards 19. But as we've seen with that sprint, the safety car never far away here, so the strategy is up in the air. It's probably best to have a backup plan for the safety car. That's my mistake. I'm really sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's my mistake. Yeah, always going. Carl Riley pointed out that I should have put the DNF at the back, so there's always going should be at the front. That's my fault. Yeah, he's always grinds right. It's my fault. That's yeah. The front five should be at the back. Yeah, super sorry to confirm. We need to restart. Um, yeah. Um, Apologies for this. Feel free to blame me. Get your complaints in now. Right, so apologies, Lewis. It's a restart. It's my fault. The front five on the grid there should have been starting at the back because they DNF the sprint. People who DNF the sprint should be put at the back. That was my fault. I didn't do that. So we're restarting. Entirely my fault. So yeah, weather will still be the same. So it'll be the same. It's just yeah, I made a mistake and set up the grid. Right, we'll try third time lucky here. Right, so when your commentator doesn't balls it up, hopefully we'll get a race. it will move on for us so we can get going. Here we go. Right, so get it right this time. Right, once again, my sincere apologies. We need one more. So who's missing? So Casper might not be at the back then. I'll do the penalty last. Should be weekend structure. So the grid should be set as it was before. The only difference we need to do is we need to move. So official J was, where was he? You were ahead of, or you were Butler, so you're, if it's ahead of Butler there, so you should be behind him in the thing. So you should be just behind Butler. However, always Grindon was the one that was the last finisher. So all these guys should be moved back. So we'll put them to the back here. So it should be J. Butler. Horatio. Boss. And QHRD. So we'll put Casa back to where he should have been pre-penalty. So that would be behind Kyle, I believe. No, it'd be ahead of Kyle, wouldn't he? Yeah, so he needs 10 place from there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he slots in there. So that's where Butler's going. Casper, sorry, is going. Right, we should be ready to go. So apologies for the delay there. That was entirely my fault. We're now ready to race. Should be set up correctly now. So after all that, we'll have a race on our hands, and hopefully a good one. Let's go. Let's make double sure everything is set. Oh, I haven't set the weather. Weather. Oh, it's set. It's good. It's done. Brilliant. Okay. Yep. Rules and flags. Formation that was on. That's good. Yep, everything's fine. Should be good. Packed down nothing. Yep, we're good. We're good. Alright, so wait for everyone to apply steps again. So just wait for the drivers here. Apologies for this again. Here we go then. We are ready to race. So correctly this time, always grind leads us away. So it's always grind from Kyle, EP, Calgon, RMS, Bish, Alex in P7, Striker, then Lewis. Then you got the retirements there, and Casper slot in the middle there from his 10 place penalty. So that's the way it should have been. We'll have a look at the tyre information. So we've got it. A couple of people gone hard tyres there, more than a couple. Only Horatio attempting the softs, but it's a mostly medium and hard split. So Striker, Lewis, Casper, Boss and QHID gone on the hards. As we said, just Horatio gone on the softs and everyone else on mediums. So we'll go to position change now. I'll put it on Kyle for the start and we'll have a look at what the getaway's like. So not an ideal finish to the sprint for Kyle, but it puts him in a great start place for the feature. we go, and we're ready to go. So it's all the front 7 on the medium tyre, so should be an even getaway. All down to driver skill. Just not to get further back that we've got a difference in choices, a difference in tyre. So we'll have a look and see what Horatio decides to do, how his progress goes, because yeah, soft tyre might bring up the field a bit. We'll monitor his progress closely. So on board with Carl now for the start. He's angling in towards where he's going in here, so he wants that line. And we are going Baku. It's good enough to get away from where he's going in here to keep the position to turn 1. We'll switch the camera angle now so we see what's going on. So far so good. Oh, just as I say, so far so clean. Butler in the wall. So Carl's taking the lead. Always going now, dropping places. Super Carl takes the lead. So it's Super Carl now leading the way. There's a Ferrari in the wall by the looks of it. Oh, that's Ramas. Ramas is out. Ramas cleaned the wall there. That's brought a safety car out. An immediate safety car. What is everyone going to do now? Does this change the strategy for anybody? So does Horatio, for example, now box to get rid of those soft tyres to now go for something where he can go beyond the same tyre for the whole race, or does he stick to his plan? So we're under safety car conditions. No one in the boxes yet, so everyone's sticking to the plan. He says, but Butler is in. I think that's possibly due to damage between turns 1 and 2. We saw him going to the wall there. So it's Super Cargon leading the race from always grinding. Kyle up to P3. Well, down to P3 I should say, sorry, start P2. EP and P4. Let's have a look. So, safety car conditions, as we said. Only Butler winning the box. Onto a soft tyre he is. So RMS out of the race. top 5 all on medium tyres. Super Striker, the front runner of the hard tyre. Can he make that work? In theory, he's slower at this point of the race, or will be when we go racing again. I think I just saw someone going in the pit there as well. It's Horatio going in, so he's getting off the soft tyres. So we'll see what he decides to do. He's gone for the mediums, which will go 17 laps according to the notes, so he'll have to box again. But to be fair, he'll have to box on any tyre. It's too early to get to the end unless you can eke the hard tyres out. They'll go 19 according to my notes, and with a safety car period here, you might be able to get a little bit more of them. So we should be racing again at the end of this lap, as far as I'm aware. So we'll wait for that notification. So safety car now comes round. It should be before the next corner that we get the notification sets in. It should be right about now. And indeed it is. So we'll have a look here on Always Grind and we'll see when Super Calgon decides to go. He's in charge of the pack through Sector 3. The important thing is to make sure that the guys behind don't get a run on you. Where does he dump the throttle? The safety car is now in the pit, so he can go from any point now. I believe that's him gone. Calgon's away. And it looks like a good start for him as well. We've got Bish now looking at EP. It's too far back to make the move. EP goes wide. EP wide. Bish is through. Possibly a little bit of contact there with Striker. I'm not sure if he got away with that. Always going on the back of Super Calgon here. Does he try the move? He thinks better of it. Looks like some contact there with the Sauber, possibly EP and Super Striker there by the looks of it. I mean, 3 wide here at the back. Lewis coming through. Hopefully it stays as clean as it could possibly be. Don't another safety car yet. Horatio passes QHID. QHID there picks up a penalty for his troubles. Close action on track at the moment is between Lewis and EP. Lewis on the harder tyre looking to go long. That's Boss up the inside of Casper. Can he make the move stick? He's on the battery. He's down the inside in the turn 16. That's Casper's position for now. Casper managed to keep hold of that. And JE now getting close to the boss, and JE's off. JE in the wall. And that brings out another safety car. The second safety car of the race. Always Grind's got the lead from Kyle. Super Kyle going down to P3 in the box. So we've got Super Calgon, Bish, and the boss, all in the box, has gone for a wing as well here, so possibly some contact we didn't see there. Got the boss in as well, and he's had a wing change. So it's Calgon onto softs, Bish onto softs, and boss onto mediums. As we're on to our second safety car of the race. Lap 5 of 26. 2 drivers have lost. We've just lost official JE and we lost RMS early on. He's always got and lead us round. Safety car waiting to pick him up. So 13 drivers remaining in this race. As mentioned before, possibly just a race of survival this. We saw from the conditions there is rain coming, so I'm wondering whether people are going to be banking on that. Might be the reason why the likes of Calgon and Bish have gone for soft tyres. They're looking just to get themselves far enough into the race for the rain to come. And switch into what I'm assuming is going to be intermediate tyres. It was light rain. It's light rain from the middle part of the race to the end. In the commentary box we don't have the luxury of knowing exactly when that is coming. We'll have to keep an eye on the conditions and see when it changes. Super Striker making the hard tyres work at the moment. He's up into P3. So no question he's definitely going to be able to make those tyres work until the rain comes along, because those are going 19 laps according to the data. So he's definitely on a one-stop strategy. Hard to enter. So here's the safety car in this lap. We're going around again. It should be right about now, we're told. If it is. We are in this lap, so we'll keep an eye on Kyle here so we can watch Always Grinders get away. Where does he decide to go? As we watch Kyle warm up the tyres. Is that Always Grinders on the way? He's gone early by the looks of it. It looks like rain possibly. Yet the rain is here, so we'll see how long it takes for conditions to change. We'll see when we get drivers into the box, but the rain has started on lap 7. So far so good for Always Grinding. He's got away cleanly. We've got Bish past QHID. He's past the boss as well by the looks of it. So where do people start coming in? Casper chasing down Pinto here. got Butler on the back out as well, but Butler goes for the move, does he? No, he's thinking better of it. Butler on the soft tyres, potentially having a look at Casper now. Nice play it sensibly. He lives to fight for another day. Through the Casper section now. The tightest corner in Formula 1. I think if I read correctly, it's just 7 metres wide at one point there. So always grinding the latest round. Lewis got past Alex Nova there. You can see rain, but I'm not sure when it takes effect in terms of having to change tyre. We've got yellow flags. And Casper drops to P11, so I wonder if something's gone wrong for him there. P12 years now, looks like something's gone wrong. Is there damage? And we've got a couple of people in the box here. So that is Alex, EP and Butler all into the box. Is this for the tyre change? Yes it is, they've gone to inters. So we'll see how they fare. Carl's into the lead. We've got yellow flags. That's McLaren. That's Casper off by looks of it, turn 2. It looks like they managed to keep it running though. And you can see now the rooster towers are starting to form behind the cars. EP is out of the session. We've lost EP and it's brought a safety car out. So now will this give the opportunity to the people who didn't box just then? Will that give them now the free pit stop in order to do it? So any advantage that the likes of Alex, Butler and QHID would have had is potentially lost now.